Welcome, welcome, you guys, and happy Monday. We're going to recreate this paper mache pumpkin, and I'll show you in just a minute what it looked like before I put some of this green paint on it. If you're here for the first time, say hello when you hop on. Let me know where you're watching from. Hi, Patty, how are you? Welcome. We love newbies. Let me know where you're from when you're hopping on. Hey, Wendy, how are you? You guys, we're going to recreate a pumpkin together. And I'm going to make some molds, some out of clay, some out of hot glue. Hey, Ada, how are you? Thank you, dear. Hi, Terry. Hey, you guys, how are you? I know it seems a little early to be doing pumpkins, but I'm going to try. I have challenged myself. Oh, you're so sweet, Terry. Um, it is. Linda, my wrist is a whole lot better. It is. It hurt for a few days, though, and I was afraid to do too much. But I got up, let's see, was it Saturday morning or Sunday morning? And I thought, I'm going to challenge myself to do a pumpkin every day for 30 days. I thought, what in the world? I must be out of my mind. But I'm going to try. And it's not always going to be a pumpkin. And a lot of people thought that the picture on the front on my post was what we were going to do. Hey, Margaret, how are you? But that's actually a door hanger that I did 2 or 3 years ago. And I just put it up there because it's a pumpkin. Hey, AB, how are you? Welcome, sweet friend. I did a little bit of prep work without you guys to spare you from all the painting and all that stuff. Oh, good. I'm glad, Margaret. I'm looking forward to it too. And you know what? I have been knee deep in packages, but I'm thankful. Thank you, guys. AB, yours is the only one that's not boxed up yet because your topiary is big and I'm looking for just the right box. But I've got 2 more that I have not found the people, and everything else was mailed off this morning. I'm great, AB. The rest is much better. I mailed off everything else this morning, and if you get it, there's a problem, let me know. It shouldn't be. But if you don't get it in a few days, you're welcome to ask me. I have tracking information and all that stuff. I'm glad you got my message about telling your doctor. I know, Stacy. It took me a few minutes. I'm like, I'm not calling my doctor and telling my doctor I fell. And then I thought, we had just talked about a couple of days ago, when you start drawing Medicare and you go to the doctor and they have you fill out this, this piece of paper. Some of you guys are not old enough to know about this yet, but some of you are, and you will eventually. Hi, Lisa. They say, are you afraid to live by yourself? Do you ever fall? Do you feel like you're going to fall? And I'm like, good gracious, I can't believe I'm filling this stuff out. And then the day after, I believe it was, right, Stacy, the day after or 2 days after we talked about this, I fell on my kitchen floor. I think my dog's collar had got hung on her bowl because, oh gosh, I hope everything's beautiful as you think it is when you get it. I'm sure it will be. But you let me know if there's a problem, if it gets damaged or, anything in the process. But anyway, that was a puddle, not a little bit of water, not a piece of melted ice, a few drops. It was a puddle of water in my floor from something, and I went sliding just like a piece of hot, just like my floor was glass. Oh, goodness. They do want too much information, Sherry, and I don't want to give all that, and I'll just tell them what they have to know. Anyway. A bunch of you have hopped on. I appreciate that. And we're going to get started. I started a little bit of this prep work without you guys. Hi, Sharon. How are you? This pumpkin is going to be celery. See this? And I've already made 2 molds and put on here. And I'm going to make another one so you guys can watch me do that with clay. and air dry clay. I'm gonna move this aside, and then I have a surprise for the stem, but it may be a surprise to me too because I haven't ever done it before. But I have 2 different things we're gonna try. Thank you, Stacy. Do you guys know? Share this out. Y'all, I have, I think last time I looked, it was like 13 more. I'll have 1,000 followers, y'all. So I'm excited. I'm hoping between now and in the morning when I get up, I'll have 1,000. It doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of exciting, I think. Okay, what I've already done is put those 2 molds on there, and I'm going to put one like it on the other side, and then I'm going to put some different ones and kind of blend it all together. But this is the mold that I'm using, and it is called Leafy Blossoms, and so there's all kinds of leaves in there. This is the one we're using right now, this bigger one. In a few minutes we're going to use some of this, so I'm going to show you. Thank you, Terry. Oh, thanks, AB. I appreciate that. Y'all are the best. Oh, welcome, Michelle. You guys welcome Michelle. Michelle, we have a good time in here. Learn a lot all the time. I try to do different stuff, and I'd like to say the Lord impressed upon me to do this. I just don't know if it's him or me or what the deal is, but I got up yesterday. I believe it was yesterday morning. I thought, I am going to do a series of pumpkins. Signing up shortly. Oh, thanks. A series of pumpkins. And then I thought, well, I probably can't do like a pumpkin, but maybe a pumpkin wreath one night, a pumpkin garland, a pumpkin, a lot of different pumpkin stuff. But I am going to try to do quite a few pumpkins, and I'm talking for 30 days. My husband's not real crazy about this, and you guys, because of church and just different things, I might have to change the time a little bit. I'm going to try to come on at 7:30 every night that I can. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, what I'm doing is just getting this down in this mold. It is a lot, Sherry. I saw your post. You said, girlfriend, that's a lot of pumpkins. Then I'm going to have an auction, and I'm going to sell it all. So, sell, I was going to say, well, maybe not all, but some. So, what you do is just get your air dry clay, and always keep it in my hand. If you'll see this as a habit. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Always keep it in my hand. You don't want air dry clay to get in the air because it starts drying out. So I've got a habit of doing this and just keeping it in my hand, keeping it warm, keeping it out of the air, and then when I put it back in the bag, and I keep it in the bag all the time. And that way it stays. And all I'm doing is using a putty knife. I've got all different kinds of tools. I used to do this. Sometimes I use my finger. Hi, Sherry Arnold. How are you? Sometimes I use my finger. Sometimes I use a putty knife. I have used a credit card, whatever. The main thing is to leave the parts in there that you want to keep. Get rid of the parts you don't want to keep. And then we're going to glue this on that pumpkin. And I've got my glue gun heated up over here. And we're going to do a few out of hot glue. And that's not my favorite way to do it. But on this pumpkin, it's okay. It doesn't have to be totally precise. Hey, Ava, how are you? You see, it's looking kind of rough, but then it's going to smooth out. See, right now I've gotten the biggest parts away. And I still have this extra in my hand. So... And this clay that I'm using is called Sculpey. I'll show you the package in just a minute. I've tried IOD paper, clay. I've tried several different kinds. This is just my favorite. So this is all I buy. And this is the one that I said, make sure it's from Holland. Hey, Ava. Okay, now it's starting to get smooth. I'll show you in just a minute. It's starting to get sharp on the ends. Everything's just real sharp. I've gotten all the extra away, just about. Push it back in there. I'll hold it up and show you again just a second. It's pretty delicate, but you can handle it still. I think there might be a little bit right there that needs taken away. Let's see if it does. I tell you, this arm, it still aches. I must have fell on that when I do some stuff, but at least when I woke up this morning, it wasn't the first thing on my mind was that my wrist hurt. And it wasn't really my wrist. It was like where my thumb is attached. I fell on that bone, but it doesn't hurt today. It's fine. Okay. Now, can you see the details are better? It's a whole lot more. And you try to get this, hi Lori, try to get this as smooth on the back as you can because it needs to lay as flat as you can. And as soon as you're finished with the rest of this clay, put it right back in the bag. Don't ever just leave the bag open and leave it out because next thing you know, you won't be able to use your clay. If it starts drying out, it won't stay together. I put cornstarch in my molds. This is the clay I'm using right here, you guys. It's in this bright purple thing. And right beside of this little thing right here, if you look in the store, it says Holland. Don't get the other. Okay, now I'm going to turn this out. And I didn't put cornstarch in it that time, I don't think. Let's see. Let me wait on that. Let me turn this out. I always lay it down. Make sure you can see this really good, y'all. Always lay it down and always roll the mold back. So that way it falls out. And since I didn't cornstarch this, it might not fall out. We might have a few pieces to glue together, but that's okay too on this pumpkin. Can you guys see that it's coming out? You kind of help it along. You just don't distort it. There's one little piece here that wanted to come loose, but we're going to mend it back together. Okay, let me get this mold. And this is not called molds, y'all. And I call them molds, but this is the mold, and this is the casting, is what it is. Hey, Beverly, how are you? Okay, I'm just going to take my putty knife and go under this and just kind of lift it up. Now, because I've already done two, but now that I'm live, it'll probably fall to pieces. Watch. Okay, I'm going to turn it over in my hand. So far, so good. See it even twisted around. And I'm just going to get it to where I can handle it. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. This one came off, and that's okay. We're going to glue it back in place. It doesn't have to, because it's on something like this, it doesn't matter. So then I have it face down in my hand, and where's my glue? Okay, hold on just a minute, y'all. This glue is, I use this to glue molds almost everything, and it's tight bond, quick and thick. You don't see it. You can't see what, Stacy? Can you see the mold? Can you only see half of me? Good evening, Venus. How are you? Hi, Mike. Stacy, what is it that you can't see? Could you not see me taking the mold out? I'm sorry. This bottle is about to be retired, I do believe. I always get this on Amazon, most always, when they have good deals, and get double. I get two bottles at a time because I use it all the time. Okay. Put the lid back on this and put it upside down. That way when I need it again in a minute. Okay. white on white. I know it's hard too. The lighting is awful when it's something white, especially bright. I don't know what else to do. I want to change this craft room around actually and put my lighting in front of me and my back to that wall when I figure out. I've got a desk in my garage I need to bring up here and work on that. Okay, and what I do is just pull this glue towards the outside edges. So I am able to see completely on my screen. Good, good, good. Okay, so what I've done is I just put the glue mostly in the center parts of all the leaves, and I pulled it out to the edges. And you want to get too much glue. For those of you who have watched me make molds, make castings for molds, you've heard this a dozen times. Okay, I already have two. So I'm going to offset this one, and I'm going to put, okay, let me move this leaf down here. He's got to be glued on in a second. I need to turn this over. I don't want to glue the pumpkin to the paper any more than I already have. Okay. Can you guys see good enough? Let me get it this way. And let's hope it don't flip over. Okay. Now, I've got one here and one here. So I'm going to put this other one right here. So I'm going to put it right over that hump and everything. So guys, this is all we need to do is just, I don't know if I can do it. Let me try here. See, it's pretty pliable. I mean, I can hold on to it. I can drag it. Just get it down. I want to pull that towards the stem. So there's another one. And we get through with this. See, I can still slide this all around. I'm going to clean this glue up. So there's a lot of glue in there. Don't worry about that. We're going to clean that glue up. There's going to be more paint over this anyway. I want it pretty straight. I've got a ways to go. And then I'm going to get a paintbrush and I'm going to clean this up. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Let me glue this one leaf on that came off. And it doesn't matter that it's loose or it's not going to show when we get ready to finish this. Okay. The important part is to take all your edges, not hard enough to distort it. Hey, Elaine, how are you? I love it too. And when we get through, it's going to have some... do you remember the candle that we made the other day, the green and the mold on top? That's the way this is going to look. And I just press your edges down so that little cave, I call it a little dark cave in there, is closed up so you can't see all under there. And every now and then while it's drying, these are getting pretty close. Okay, let me get my wet paintbrush. And it's not it's dripping right now. I'm going to get it most of the water off, just enough to where it's wet, but it's not soaked. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Okay, and I'm going, let's see, this one's ready. This is the one that we just did. Can you see all that glue in there? See that? How awful that looks? All we're going to do is take this damp paintbrush and just go in there and clean that up. You don't want it to dry. You know how paint on something on the edges, like if you put something down and the glue squishes out, it leaves a mound around it. That's what you're trying to get rid of. And it doesn't matter. Good, Elizabeth, good. It doesn't matter if there's a little glue on this because we're going to paint over it anyway. I just want it all smooth. I want it all spread out even. I don't want any extra lumps because if it is, then when you paint over it, you're going to be painting over those ugly lumps and they'll show. Hi, Shannon. How are you? Shannon, I cannot see. I tell you what, this light, I've got to do something about my lighting and I don't know yet what. Okay, I'm going to show you in just a second how we clean this up. And I'll show you the two I already had done so you can see how, okay. See all that glue, it was there. You can still see it's kind of wet. And this is not, making sure it's not, is that glue or is that the mold? Yeah, that's the mold. I thought so. Okay, making sure. Okay, that in there is part of the mold. That's not a mound of glue in there. That's part of the mold. So it's all cleaned up and it's going to dry. So these are pretty even, and I've got a couple more different molds we're going to add to this. I'm great, Shannon. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. First, let me check all the little edges and make sure they're all down. Because I tell you, that is some advice that somebody gave me one time. Let it sit a little bit, go back and just keep meshing just keep making sure all your little edges are down. Just barely. Just make sure they're flush with whatever you're working on. See, this is done. This I did like 30 minutes ago. You see it's dry. It's getting dry. You can see a little bit of glue under there. So it's got a little ways to go. That's actually clay that we can pick off. Yeah, see, we cleaned that up. That was just a little bit of clay. Okay, these look good. I'm going to press these edges down. This is the newest one a little bit. And then we're going to work on a different one. I'm going to give this just a little bit of heat. And what this will do is help start gluing drying the glue. And it'll also put a crust on your clay. It is Sculpey air dry. Let me show you the bag. I get this at Michael's, and I have bought it, I think, at Hobby Lobby, and I order it on Amazon too. The main thing, you guys, make sure that the back says it's from Holland. And for those of you who've heard this story, I'm sorry, you're going to hear it again. But for those of you who have not, a friend of mine said one time that she bought some air dry clay, for this kind of air dry clay, and it was from, I want to say, Taiwan or somewhere else. And it was slimy. It had a layer of paper in there and like cellophane. They opened it up and it was kind of greenish and yellowish and slimy, and it stunk really bad, and they had to return it. So when I went to Michael's, about the time COVID happened and you couldn't hardly find anything, they had a few of those on the shelf. And I said, I've tried paper clay and it's okay, but I just love this. I don't, it's whatever you get used to using, whatever works for you. And I don't have an affiliate with it. I'm not trying to sell it. It's just what I love. So you've got to find what works for you. But anyway, I told Michael's the story, and I said, if I get home and it's really gross, can I return it? She said, sure. Well, I had to. And so I had to wait. Hey, Allison, how are you? I had to wait until I went back and found it. And so I bought like 4. So I hope I left some for somebody else. I know it's kind of hoarding, but I was afraid I couldn't, because I paint furniture a lot, and then I was using molds a lot, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to find any clay. This helps put a crust on your clay. It also helps start to dry your glue underneath, so it's just good. No, I wouldn't think it'd be good for your skin. I wouldn't want to handle it. I didn't handle it at all. It was so stinky and nasty. Wasn't no way I'd put my hands on it. Okay. Let's see. My hot glue is about ready. Now, I've got these like I want them, but I don't want these all around it. So I've picked out a few more. And so I love this. This is one. And I'm going to do, I'll probably do a couple with clay and a couple with hot glue just to see. Now, this by far is my very favorite mold in the whole world. This one is. And the name of this one is Thornton Medallion. I've put this on furniture galore and everything else I own just about. And then this is another one I thought about. And here's some other pretty leaves right here. But we're also going to do, okay, where's the one I just had? Did I move? Oh, we're also going to do a couple. This is the one we just did. And I'm also going to do a couple of these. I think they'll go good together. So I'm going to move this to the side. And I'm going to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to fill this crevice up. Well, not till I get some more glue stick in there. I think I'm about due a new glue gun. And you don't have to worry about cornstarch or anything when you're using hot glue. Now, if I wanted these things to be precise, I wouldn't use hot glue. But on something like this, it doesn't matter. If I had a custom order and I was doing this for somebody's furniture, I probably would not use hot glue on it. Okay, that's going to have to sit for just a little bit and get hard. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Guys, share this out. I'm just about at 1,000. I'm so excited. I've only got like 13 more. I think if I'm reading the thing right, to have 1,000. And I know it's a long, long, long ways from where I need to be, but that's exciting to me. Okay. And I have learned if you stick your glue gun kind of down in the crevice and fill it up, it does help. Why use hot glue? Well, right now, when this sits, it's just going to sit, you know, and you can use clay. I'm just going to show you the difference. The name of the mold. The name of the one with the leaf. I'll tell you both. One thing about the hot glue, you can mess with it a little bit. The one with the leaves that we're using is called Leafy Blossom, and it's Prima Redesign. These are not IOD. I don't think any of these are IOD. I have a lot of IOD, but not these. And this one is by Prima Redesign, and it is called Thornton Medallion. We're going to make some of these in a few minutes. Did that answer your question? I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to let that hot glue set, and I'm going to make one out of clay of this. And one good thing about this, and all molds don't do this, but you see this mold and this mold are exactly the same. So if I want to put this on a picture frame or two sides of something, it's not two rights or two lefts. These can be turned around, and so they can be used as a pair somewhere on each side of something. And that's hard to find. Hey, Susie, how are you? I got your thing mailed off today. Okay, let's just get this clay down in here. And I always try not to piece my clay, y'all. I'm sure it's fine if you do, and I've had to. But if I don't have to, I try not to piece my clay. I try to get it in there in one part, because if it comes apart, cracks or whatever, that's where it's going to... Cornstarch. Oh, thank you, dear. Cornstarch. Thank you, Patty. This one, as big as it is, it probably would have come out fine, but you know, better safe than sorry. And this is just household cornstarch, y'all. Nothing fancy, nothing to buy, cheap, just, and I always just do it just like that, and that's it. Hey, Tracy Horn, how are you? Hey, Lindy. I'm glad I got people looking out for me. Anyway. Hey, Lucy. Welcome, you guys. If you're new, let me know you're new. If you've never been on my page, let me know where you're from. And all of these are Prima. None of these are IOD. I just checked to make sure I was right. How are you, Nancy? Do you use Formflex? No, Wendy, I haven't because you know, I just haven't. Because I've had so much of this clay and I haven't had to buy clay in a long time. But when I do need to re-buy clay, I think I'm going to try the Formflex. But one thing about the resin, and I do a lot of molds with resin. I just didn't do these with resin. You can heat them up and you can reshape them and get their shape back. So I really don't see the point. Maybe if I use it, I will know the difference. Utah, don't you have to heat Formflex? I'm not sure. Hey, Penny, how are you? I'm not sure if you have to heat Formflex up or not. I think you keep Formflex in the refrigerator for a while after you make it. I do believe that. You do. Now, if you can put this in the refrigerator, not the clay, the resin that I use, except if you leave it in there too long and take it out. Hey, Lindy, how are you, sweet friend? If you leave it in there too long and take it out, and I know this from experience, it breaks like a piece of ceramic, piece of glass. It's awful. So I put it in there too long and did that. But now if I want, when I'm making the ones with resin, I might put them in there to get them to cool off faster, maybe 5 minutes or something, but I don't leave it long. Now, from what I understand, you have to leave, is it Formflex that you have to leave? Yes, wood you bend, Stacy, is what you have to heat up. And the resin molds that I make, if I want to reshape them and get them bendable again, I heat those up. But they're not made out of wood, they're made out of resin. The wood you bend is made out of real wood. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these at one time because these are like back to back. So, and the other one should be ready in just a minute. That's it. The Elizabeth, what's it? That it has to be, let's see, oh, I use wood you bend all the time. Oh, had to do something special with Formflex. Formflex you put in the freezer for about 15 or 20 minutes. That's what I thought. And it really won't set up. I mean, it really won't work unless you do. You have to, right? See, I just, I don't want to do all that. I just like using the resin that cures in 10 minutes. And sometimes when I'm bored, I just make molds. I'll just take a bunch in my kitchen at my counter and I'll just make all kinds of molds. I'm getting low now, or else I would be going to my stash and heating them up. Stacy, the refrigerator. This looks like it's in there pretty good. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn both of these out and they'll be ready to go on that pumpkin. Let me put this here okay. Okay, yes. I haven't used it yet. Okay, I'm gonna, can you, it's hard to see. Let me try something here. Well, this is already out. It's already coming out. So the next time I turn one out, I'll try to do it on brown paper. I think you'll be able to see it better. It's just hard to see the white on this paper towel, but there you go. Gracious. I do that all the time, y'all. Okay, now, see all the details? This lighting's terrible, I'm sorry. Hey Trish, how are you? Okay. Now, you can see those. Better? Is that better? Okay. Now I'm gonna go glue those on here. I'm gonna get them in my hand upside down. How are you, Trish? Okay, all I'm doing is just getting some on there, and then I just bring it to the edges. Because you remember I said you need too much. It's better if it goes out. Okay, these I think, I'm going to move that down there to the side. I can see it. You don't have to see it. This I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put it right here. Oh, this is pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, where is my paintbrush? Oh, thank you, Landy. Isn't that mold gorgeous? This one is beautiful. That's probably my favorite of all of them, is the one with this one on it. Well, I say that. Depends on what I'm using. I love all of them, is the problem. Okay, just get your edges down. And because it's getting close to the stem, I am just pressing that stem down towards the front just to get it a little closer. And since this one's here, I'm going to move over here across from it and do this other one. And so you can handle it. It's just clay, but you can handle it. It's upside down. This is the best glue too. I love it. I use it for everything. Okay, how did I put the other one on? I want it to match. Okay, I'm gonna put it right here. You see? My lighting's horrible, isn't it? Wonder what in the world is causing this. I didn't have any trouble with my lighting, never had this glare, this brightness until like maybe 2 weeks ago. Oh, thank you, Landy. Honey, yours are beautiful too. Isn't it great how we learn from each other? You know, any of us know it all. Some of us think we do maybe, but we don't. We learn, and we learn from each other. And I learned everything I know from watching somebody else or asking a lot of questions, doing it, learning, just doing it. Okay, I still want to press this just a little more. It's got a good crust on it now, so I just want to make sure it's good. It's down really well. Okay. Okay, so far that's what we've got. Now, this is the hot glue one. Remember the one we did with hot glue? After these get painted, you can't tell the difference. There's just not. Now, there's the hot glue one. And there's a lot of edges poking out, but I'm going to pick those off. Just going to pick all those little bits off of there. Okay, I don't know if this is even going to work because it is a hump. I don't think so. It's not going to go down good. We're going to have to do some more. Okay. Let's see. I like this one too, and that one's easy. Oh, it is. I'm just totally thrown there. You know, I go on Roy's Cycle. Anybody know who Royce is? Royce Hunt, Roy Cycle Papers. I took a couple of classes from her, and she's taught me a lot. And I've learned a lot from her about decoupage papers, the best way to decoupage, the worst way to decoupage, doing stamps. I used to be scared to death of stamps, and I was really scared to death of decoupage. And a friend of mine at church, she said, "Oh, don't be silly." I'm like, "Well, it's hard. It looks hard." She went, "No, it's not." Well, you have to, you know, you're just like everything else when you learn to do it. And I was trying to put all my stuff down at once, you know, throw that paper on there and try to smooth it out. Well, you can't do it like that. You can, but it's not good. So I just do a little line at a time, and I'm really slow, and I really take my time. But she is precious. I love her, and she has taught me a lot. And I was on her, and this is what I was getting at. I was on her page. She comes on a lot of Sunday nights, and I was on her page last night for a while. And, you know, she teaches, and we talk and ask a lot of questions and watch her do a lot of things. And she said, you know how a 7-year-old or a 4-year-old, you give them a box of crayons and a color book and say, sit down over there and be quiet and let me do this. And you just create something. And that's the way I've done my granddaughter for years. No, you create something. If you need my help, you ask for it, but I'm not going to do it for you. And my 10-year-old granddaughter is turning out to be a pretty good artist. She's crafty. And so, okay. There's another leaf. See, this is a different kind. We're just going to add some more. Let's see, where do I want to put that one? And I keep my glue upside down. Did I finish my story? Okay, I did not finish my story. That's good, Elizabeth. That teaches them how to create for themselves. You know, and some people don't have a creative mind, and some do. But you're never going to know unless somebody gives you the freedom. And this is the reason I'm getting at this. Last night, right before she went off, she said, you know, it's like giving your 4-year-old or 7-year-old or whatever a box of crayons and a coloring book or a piece of paper and saying, go create something. And she said, you have to give yourself permission to have fun. Just have fun. If it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. It's okay. This is up Elizabeth's alley. I appreciate you guys hopping on. Elizabeth, are you the one that makes jewelry? Who makes jewelry? I forgot you guys are welcome to come in on your business page name, Taterbuggin, and several of you I know. See, I follow some of you, and then I don't know you by this name. And so I like to know who I follow. Okay, look at this leaf. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to make a couple more of those. It's so easy. Trish makes jewelry. Trish. I watched, and I don't even know how I found the video. This morning, I was having coffee. And this video popped up, and it was you and Lindy. And y'all were in your shop, and you were showing us how you organize all your stuff, and she was showing us some of the jewelry you made. Beautiful stuff. And I have been looking at Lindy's necklace all this time, and I thought maybe it's something special from her mother. And so, hi, Lane. Elaine, I have a package for you, but I need to get a hold of you because I don't have any of your information. And so, if you want your stuff, you're going to have to instant message me so I know how to get it to you. Anyway, your stuff is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm sure I'll be buying some. I love pearls. It is amazing how much me and Landy have in common. Birds, pearls, family, all kinds of stuff. Tater bugging. Yeah, beautiful. Some of my jewelry is because I buy paparazzi. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let me do a couple. Let me do another leaf. Better get some cornstarch, right? And we're going to just about there, and we're going to do the fun part here. I mean, this is fun. This is fun. But we're going to paint those molds, and they're going to blend right in with that pumpkin. I love you too. It's crazy how community grows. This craft community has grown. How I've met such sweet people. Marilyn and I have become really close. Kim with yesterday's tomorrows. It's crazy. That's okay, Elaine. Rerun's great, y'all. Don't ever apologize for coming on late. You know, everybody has real life going on, and the replay is fun. Sometimes I don't want to hear all the stuff, and I'm like, I just want to get to it. So I'll just slide that thing over. That's awesome. Okay. I have some molds, y'all, that's a lot. Marilyn, oh, I know, Marilyn Sweet. Marilyn is an interesting person. Okay. All I'm doing is just pulling this away from what I don't want. It's fun to make wonderful friends. I know, I know. Sometimes I'll say something about somebody and my husband will go, who? And I'm like, you just don't get it. Okay, here we go. Do you see how fast that popped out? I just went boop. And it really depends, y'all. If, I mean, this is a really easy mold, casting from the mold. See this? Let's see, can I not dump it in your face? Can you see the details? There you go. See, this is a pretty easy one. It's fat, it's thick, it's not a lot of details. I have some, and the details are just gorgeous. Terry Prince, are you going to create something tonight, honey? I'll tell you what I'm going to do if you keep coming on my live, Terry. I'm going to mail you something and bill you for it. How about that? Y'all, Terry's a friend of ours for years and years and years, and his wife is too, so I can do that. Let's see. I'm thinking I'm not putting enough cornstarch. Well, I've been doing it a lot of years. Not a lot of years, maybe 6, 8 years. Furniture and all that good stuff. So I have been doing it a long time. But anybody can do this. My granddaughter's just about got it down pat. My 10-year-old. She's pretty good at it. Here's my paintbrush. Let's see. The person with the jewelry. Hey, Susan, how are you? I've done it twice. The molds. Making molds. It's so fun. My favorite, I think, is stamping. I love stamping. And I just bought a couple of new stamps with texture. Love them. Okay, this is what we have so far. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot yet, but it's going to all be green with distressing in a little bit. But I want some more, something like in here. I don't know what. See, some of these are already getting hard. Okay. What do I have? Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. It'll look beautiful in just a little bit. It's getting there. You'll see. It's so easy, this, once you get these done. Let's see here. I'm going to do a couple more of these long. The one that I tried to do with the hot glue that didn't turn out, I'm going to try to do a couple of those and bring those down from those other leaves, I think. And that'll be easy to do. You made one like this, Elizabeth, last year with all the molds on it. I meant to last year and didn't. I was too busy painting furniture last year. I had so many orders this time of year. And I think it's because people couldn't get out and buy things and COVID and all that stuff. But my garage was a hot mess. It still is a hot mess, but it's gray. Oh, gosh, I bet it's pretty. I am a celery green freak. I have got celery green furniture. One of my guest rooms is celery green. Pretty much all my furniture in there with molds and roses and all that stuff. I love pumpkins too. And I know it's a little early, but you know, I decided, okay, I'm going to do this for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, I'm going to have a lot of pumpkins. Then I'm going to have an auction. And it'll be about time to start putting them out by then too. So, me too. Me too. I don't like everything everybody else has, and I don't like furniture from Ashley Furniture and all that stuff. Okay, see this one? That's a pretty one. It's kind of a more dainty, and it's kind of curved a little bit. And one thing with the clay, now this one's not going to come out as easy, but it's coming out. There we go. See, I picked it up. You have to kind of be easy with it, but you can. Hey, Annette, how are you? I think maybe 2 more of these, and we might be done with the molds, and then we can paint them and put the dark wax in there. I think that's turned over wrong. No, it's not. Okay. Let's see, where do we want to go with this? Right there. It needs, see right there, it just needs something right here. Can you see that? It just looks kind of bare right there. And I'm just going to play off of this leaf. I'm just going to act like it just kind of belongs there, and it's going to trail down from that leaf. Oh, please turn over. Ah. Okay, I'll show you what I'm doing. You see how it's curved? Now, I curved that. It was curved a little, but I curved it more. Well, you know, it's clay, so once you get it on, as long as you don't stretch it. If you stretch it too much, it's going to start cracking. And then I'm just going to mash this in and let it be part of this other leaf. And I want that turned that way. So I think we're going to need 1 more on this leaf, and then we'll be done with this part. And we'll be able to start painting it. And if I get it all painted, and I think it needs a few more, even after it's all painted, it's not a big deal. You can go and you can just add some more and paint them. So just because you get them all glued on and you paint them doesn't mean you have to be done. You can be, but you don't have to be. This gives your fingers and your forearms a workout too. Thank you, Sherry. I didn't cornstarch it that time. I hope it still had enough. And Lindy, what happened to you today? I've done that. You know, I was going to go live last night. So determined I was going to go live last night. I pulled out a tray. I looked at this transfer. No. I looked at this other transfer. No. I'm like, what am I going to do? And it just didn't happen. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bed. I just couldn't do it last night. I just couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do. I'm going to do a pumpkin shabby chic with some roses and some pearls. I can't remember what else. What other kind? Okay. Always put your clay back. Hi, Elaine Langley, and Luann. Hey, you guys. If you've not been on my page before and you're hopping on for the first time, you guys let me know where you're coming from. Okay, that broke off. That's okay. We can glue that on. And that's probably because I got in a hurry and I didn't cornstarch that. But we're going to make this work. See, I'm just going to have to start picking at it, pulling it out of that crevice. You see what I'm doing? Just a little at a time. You just have to really be patient. There you go. Let me pinch that back together. Okay. It needs to be right here. Okay. I just need to put myself a little mark there so I don't forget. Need to add some glue. That piece is just not going to stay. Georgia. What part of Georgia? We have relatives in Georgia. And you don't have to tell me exactly. All I do is get the glue on here and pull it to the edges, all the way out to the edges. And that way you know it's not coming off. Okay. This little piece can be glued on in just a minute. So we're going to put it right here. So let's see, how'd that other one go? Okay. I want it to kind of match. You're not going to see both sides at one time, so it doesn't matter. But I do want it to look like it kind of belongs. Okay. There we go. It's curved that way. Okay, here's the little tiny piece at the bottom. We're going to glue it on. Hey, Martha, how are you? Okay. We are making, some of you guys that have just hopped on, we are making these out of air dry clay. And if you have any questions, let me know. And just press your edges down. Make sure it's all touching underneath. Martha Steins. Okay. And I'm just going to get this damp paintbrush and I'm going to get all clean the glue off. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of heat. And that'll kind of start gluing. See if this is all I'm doing. I'm taking the paintbrush and I'm not being real careful. You're not going to hurt it. And because my paintbrush is soft and it's damp, and I'm just smoothing all the clay, the glue, and just making sure the glue's off or smoothed out. And then I see little crevices, dark little hidey holes, I call them, little caves under there. Just press it down. I was watching Kathy DiDomenico the other day, and she said, oh, Hobby Lobby has their paper mache pumpkins. And so that's all this is, you guys. It's one of these paper mache pumpkins, and they are on sale. They are on sale this week. Okay, let me put my glue up before I end up having to dry it out. And my cornstarch. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? You got your hair cut, didn't you? Oh, good, Lindy. I'm glad. I love to learn. That's one of my favorite things. My number one favorite thing to do is learn, and my number two favorite thing to do is teach. Not 5-year-olds. We have a lot in common. I ordered the bird napkins. I can't wait till they come. I have bird molds too. I'm going to put a bird mold on a pumpkin, but not, it's probably a few days. Okay. You guys, what do you think so far? It probably could use a few more, but for right now, we're going to stop. Now see, those are the last ones and how I turned them. And they'll dry just like that. Yes, I do. Let me show you. They're a little difficult, but it can be done. I've used these. Oh, okay, y'all. I'm just going to brag. I'm just going to show you something. Okay? Just going to show you. Just because. When I tell you I've been painting furniture for years, I've been painting furniture for years. Okay? So, there you go. That's my stash. Ooh, that's crazy. Oh, there's a bee. We might need to put a little bee on there. Yeah, we're going to put a bee on here, on that pumpkin too, maybe. Let me find the bird. Linda, you want to come visit? Oh, goodness. This was my goal when I was painting furniture. Every piece of furniture seems like it needs something different. And so I would go like, yeah, it's pretty, but that's not what this piece needs. And so I would go look, and next thing you know, so I have quite a collection. Here we go. This one is Prima Redesign. I think I have 2 birds. I do have 2 birds, but this is 4 birds. And see, here's a big branch, and here's some flowers. And I have put, oh, the large rose is beautiful, but it reminds me of a camellia. I'm the same. I love birds. Love, love, love birds. Where is my, I put these birds on boxes. I know I have another one because I have the molds. Maybe I borrowed it from somebody. I thought I did. Maybe I loaned it and didn't get it back. And this one is beautiful with the birds. And this is dogwood. This is called Cherry Blossoms. And guess what? Serena loves cherry blossoms, don't she? See, this reminds me of a camellia. And then I have crowns and molds. Oh, here it is. This is a little bird. See, here is, let's see, here's a little bird, here's a little bird, here's a little bird. And then all these are like branches and stuff. So, anyway, enough of that. I just thought I would show you. Whew, been doing it a long time, y'all. Long time. Okay, now let's get to what's important here. Okay, I am using Waverly Celery paint, which is one of my favorites. I'm just adding a little bit of water because it's been sitting here just a little while when I put the celery green on here earlier. Oh, I love the birds. I did a box for a lady. I'm trying to think of what I sold with birds lately. Can't remember. But anyway, I did a box for a lady who's in a nursing home. And I did those birds on those 4 birds on a branch, and put it was a scripture she had me put on there. I can't remember now what it was. Something about friends. And I'm just getting paint all in this, in the crevices, and it's nothing. I mean, I'm just really, you know, I'm not being careful, you guys. Can you tell? I mean, I'm not being careful. It's not going nowhere. I'm not painting the bottom right now. I'm going to wait and do it after all this other is done and not on the live, so it won't stick to the bottom down here. I can do that later. And I have something different for this. We're going to try something different. I haven't done it before, and I've got 2 samples. I might not do either one, but we'll see in a minute. And this is also pretty if instead of doing dark wax, you can do white wax and let white wax stay in all these creases instead of dark. It's really pretty on this green too. It's really pretty on terracotta, navy blue, chocolate brown, and gray. It's beautiful on gray, like cement. Okay, it's getting there. See? It's starting to all be green. Well, there's 27 sets of eyeballs up here, y'all. I'm excited. Thanks for being here. If you haven't followed my page and you would like to, now would be a great time, because I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you think you're following somebody and you're not. And that has happened to me lately. I thought for sure I was following several people. Sometimes if for whatever reason, Facebook just kind of moves you away from them. So, and you think you're following them, but you're not. So if you go up to the top and you want to follow a page and it says following, then you are. If you go up to the page and it says follow, it's asking you to follow, click on it and you'll be following, because that means you're not, and you might have thought you were. So just a tip. Hey Marlene, how are you? Okay, I can't see somebody. Oh, that is Marlene. Okay, how are you? And Marilyn is still here. Marilyn, I watched some of your video a while ago. Did you guys ever get any rain? We've had another storm. I didn't think I was going to be able to come on at 7:30. It was storming so bad outside an hour ago. Pouring rain. We could hardly hear. Oh, thank you, Elaine. And you know, I thought this paper mache pumpkins would dry really, really fast because it's paper and soaking this up. 2 drops, bless your heart. We have had a monsoon again today. But I have a gardenia bush in the backyard and it's loving all this rain. It was about to dry up. Okay, these are covered pretty good. And you don't have to wait till these dry. Yes, you can see that. A lot of people think You have to make them, put them all, let them dry. Of course, resin is dry when it's cured. Don't live too far from me. Sherry, I forgot where you live. You don't live too far from me, do you? We've had enough rain for everybody. But our grass is pretty and the flowers are starting to look good. So, okay. Whoa. Let's get some of this paint dry, y'all. Here, Charlotte. Me too. Need to try and see under that one. Press it down a little bit. Which one, Marilyn? Marilyn's always trying to borrow my stuff. Hey, Mary Beth. How are you? She does want some rain badly. You need to do a rain dance, Marilyn. Now I'm going to top coat all of this. Trying to think of what I need to top coat it with. I might put wax on it. Sure. Girl, you ain't no more literate than me. I am the worst. You just get it to me however you want to. I'll get it. If you want to call me, you can. If you'll send me some information. Hey, B, are you still here? Or you already turned in for the night? Hey, Jan, how are you? Right now, we're just drying paint. Don't you love to watch people dry paint? We have made a bunch of molds and put on here. You guys think this needs dark wax or white wax? I know AB's bedtime's usually like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I don't know how long sometimes she hangs out with me a while. Sometimes she has to go to bed. White wax. I keep hitting this thing. You know, I do that every day. Hey, Melissa. Thank you. It's a little different, but you know, it matches all my stuff. But it's going to be in the auction too. It's hard to get some of this paint to dry, but it's getting there. Prettiest pumpkin I've ever seen. Bless your heart, Louise. Thank you. White or dark, either would look amazing. How are you, Allison? Allison, you're Heather's friend, am I right? Do I remember that? You guys let me know. I don't care if we put white or dark on it. Probably a little bit of gold too. I thought so. Give this just a minute to just kind of cool off, and I see a few shiny places. I'll have to hit it again in a minute. Hey Debbie, how are you? You guys have any questions while I'm not yelling from the dryer under the heat gun? Let's see, I have a bee here. I'm gonna put a bee on this. Let me get rid of this extra. White. We can. White's easy enough. I'm going to put a little bee right there somewhere. He's not too cute, but let's see. I don't know. Oh, I don't think he'll stay on with hot glue. As a matter of fact, he's not going to stay on nowhere. He's been over poured. He's got a lump right there. I think I will make a bee later, but I need to make a new bee. It's about to cool off, and then I can hit it again and it'll dry faster. It's just, sometimes you heat it up. Where to get the glue? This is Tight Bond Quick and Thick. If you want to screenshot that while I'm telling you, and I know it's backwards, I'm sorry. I get mine on Amazon. I think you can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not sure. But I usually order mine on Amazon, and it's usually cheaper. Nothing's cheaper right now after COVID. I'm telling you, it's hard to find stuff, and everything's crazy outrageous. But I usually get a double pack. I just use it all the time. See, I have another one over here, and then I have one up there in the window. I'm not going to be without this. Oh, I have another one over there. I'm not going to be without this glue. That's just, and another glue that works really well on these is the Gorilla Glue. That works good too if you have Gorilla Glue. All right, let's get this dry. One of my next purchases is going to be a quiet dryer. Royce had one last night. It looked like a little bitty mini hair dryer. You couldn't hardly hear that thing. She does, doesn't she? A lot of people use it. I can't remember. I think I was introduced to it by some of the furniture artists that I started watching a long time ago. Are you texting Heather? Okay. Okay, are you guys thinking it needs to be white wax? I'm getting a messenger thing about something. Okay. All right, you guys, white wax or dark wax? Trying to think of what I want to top coat it with. I'm going to put I'm going to put some wax on it. to see white. Like to see white. Okay, I'm going to put some wax on it, furniture wax, and I'm going to dry that just a little bit. If I put polyacrylic on it, then it might take a while to dry. And the wax, I can do that without, she likes it too. I love to watch her too. Okay, guys, white one. Let me get some wax to go on this thing. Let's see, Diane is sending me a messenger message. I hope she's on here. David said neither. You tell him to hush. That's my son-in-law. You tell him I'll disown him and quit feeding him. Okay, I'm just going to brush some wax. This is Wise Owl, you guys, and it looks green, but it doesn't go on green. And I use white tea. As you can see, I need to order some more soon, but I've probably been using this wax, and I wax furniture, sides of drawers, and all kinds of stuff for probably 2 years. And this wax, the reason for this wax is so you can control how much the white wax or the dark wax you put on there. Otherwise, it would just get in the cracks and grunge it up. And sometimes you want something all grunged up, sometimes you don't. If you want it to look dirty, then it's so porous, chalk paint is, you can just leave it like it is and go for it. And it'll look really, really old and dirty. But if you want to be able to control it more, you can see it doesn't take much of this. And it smells wonderful. Sometimes when I feel like my guest room has been closed up and stuff is stale, or when I'm doing new furniture, I pull the sides of the drawers out and wax the sides of the wood, the drawers with this. Your room smells good for weeks and weeks. And it's not a hippie smell, it's a nice clean. It smells like, kind of like, almost like tea. It smells good, like a green tea. You see, this is air dry clay, and I'm just rubbing this brush all over it. But this is a really soft brush. I've had this brush, you can see it's well loved. I've had it for years. And once I use a brush with wax, I put it in the bag with that wax. I never use anything to wax with this wax except this brush, ever, ever, ever. And I don't wash it. I just put it in there and let it go. And you can see this is kind of shiny. Some of that shine will go away in a few days. The chalk paint will absorb it. But can you see a little bit of the shine? And you don't want to put any other kind of top coat over this because this is wax. It's not, you know, it's not polyacrylic or anything. Once you put the white wax on and wipe it back, or the dark wax on and wipe it back, you're done. You don't need to do anything else to it. And through with that. Okay, where is my white wax? I've got to get myself a new chair before I follow through this one. Let's see. This is, oh boy, I don't have a lot of white wax left. I'm going to have to go get some more. This is just Waverly white wax. And it's got a vanilla kind of look on this green. It'll be fine. But if I was doing something and I didn't want it, see, it looks really yellow in the light. It's not. But it is vanilla looking. I put maybe 1 drop of white paint in it if I think I need to. Okay, I'm just going to pour a little bit in there, and I'm going to get myself a soft brush. This brush right here, yeah, I'm not using it because it's flat. It doesn't matter if it's fat. Wait a minute. I have a makeup brush that's perfect. Hold on, let me find that. That is also, my makeup brush is also my favorite decoupage brush. Hold on, let me find that brush. Well, you might know. I can't find it now. I know it's here. There it is. This is my favorite decoupage brush. This little short, fat, soft makeup brush. But since this is white clay, and I don't want to disturb it, I don't want to use anything. Hi, Mary. Okay. This needs to go down in the creases because the top is coming off. You're only going to leave it down in there. And don't do the whole thing, just do parts of it. Wipe it back and then move on. I'll show you just a second. I'm going to go ahead and do 3. Is anybody watching Virgin River? Oh, I love to use makeup brushes for a lot of stuff. Decoupage, I've got a fatter than this makeup brush. No, I don't. I don't know where it is, but I have a fatter, even fatter than this makeup brush, and I use it for decoupage when I think about it. Okay, now, my baby wipes. I just get a baby wipe, and you can see it's just covered all in there. It looks really ugly, right? Okay, I'm going to get it around the edges. I like a little bit of a halo. And you can't wipe this hard because it is clay. If it was resin, you could just wipe it as hard as you wanted. And you're not going to see the full effects till it dries. It dries all in the cracks and the crevices. I love it on terracotta especially. Keep turning your baby wipe around so you don't just keep spreading your wax and spreading your wax. Hi, Kathy. How are you, friend? You have to work tonight? I'm going to let you watch me if you can even see this. This light, I'm sorry. I'm just going around the edges and then going in the center and just wiping the top back. And then I'm going to take green and go back over this, and I'll show you how to brighten it up. So I don't know if you can really tell yet. Okay, there's 3. There's 3. It looks real white. It's not going to stay real white. But you can see that this one has white wax. This one does not have white wax. So let's just go and get it in this creases here. And when it dries, down in all the little cracks, it's kind of got a chalky, it's kind of chalky looking. Kind of like a terracotta pot does. And if your baby wipe gets, you know, starts getting gross and you can't find a clean side anymore, throw it away and get a new one. I think that needs to come to my house. Do you? Bless your heart. It's going to be an auction one of these days, girl. Okay. Can you see what's happening? See. Let me get a new wipe. It's full of wax. You don't want to keep dragging the wax. Thank you, Kathy. This is Waverly Celery. The color is Waverly Celery. And the wax is just white wax. And if you don't have Wise Owl wax, don't go buy it just for that. You can, if you have any kind of clear wax or any kind of a top coat, You can go ahead and do that, but I'm doing it this way just for sake of time because, you know, y'all don't want to watch me dry this whole pumpkin again with my dryer, right? Okay, it's starting to cure in there. It's starting to look pretty. And then I'm going to drag just a little bit of it in the cracks too. I'm going to put it in the cracks of the pumpkin. Whatever you call that. And most of that's going to come out, so, but still, I want some of it left in there. We'll try something. Is that better or worse? Hey, Sandy Rose. Where's all those emojis at, girl? You usually throw 100 emojis up there. I think that might be... Is that better? Is it really? You can see better? Okay, well... If you guys think so, better for me, better, all right. Maybe that lamp is the problem that my phone's under. But I've had it there the whole time, all these months. Okay, I'm just going to leave a little, oh, there's a streak. And you can't, you got to wipe. You can't, like, leave it, you know, go cook dinner or talk on the phone or whatever, and then come back because it's going to leave that streak. Okay, there. Now, oh, I missed this whole one. Hold on a minute. I missed this whole two. How in the world did I do that? Okay. I just popped a piece off. Okay, let's put it back. Might stay and it might not, but in the long, grand scheme of things, it's never going to be noticed. It's okay. I need to remember that this is clay and it's still wet. Hey, AB, you're still up. I just asked a minute ago, wonder if you turned in for the night. Bless your heart. Okay. It is looking good here, y'all. Okay, can you see it's quite a bit of white in there. All those little details in there is white. So it might dry a little too white. So this is what you do. Where is my celery paint? My word. I know I got celery paint, a big thing of it. What did I do with it? I don't know. I got a little bit in here. That's crazy. That's crazy. I had a whole thing of celery paint. Okay, whatever. Here it is. Here's my celery paint. I'll just use this. And this wax is water based. You can put this brush. Oh, thank you, Sandy. You can put this brush in the water and let it soak and clean it with everything else. Just like, you know, it's a different kind of wax. As a matter of fact, my Wise Owl is called Salve. Guess what? It's over there in front of y'all. But I think I have enough. I don't need that. Okay, what I always do is, I'm not a fan of these, and I don't use them very much. This is about the only thing that I do use these for, unless it's creases and crevices I need to get in. But I just wet it a little bit and squeeze it all out. Hey, Denise, how are you? Squeeze it all out as much as I can. Just have it barely damp. And then I'm going to take the paint that I'm using and get it on the side. Not dip it all in there. Just get it on the side and wipe it back. And then I'm just going to go over the top. And see, this is going to make it green again. It's just going to leave white down the cracks, and it's going to brighten it up. No matter what color you're using. Do y'all think that I need to hit these things with some gold? Thanks, Sandy. I'm telling you what, she's emoji queen. Okay, all I'm doing is just hitting the high spots with this green again, and it leaves just underneath white. It needs bling. Bling where? Tomorrow night, maybe tomorrow night, I can't remember. Let's see, what are you doing with the stem? I'm getting ready to show you. Let's see, awesome. Oh, thank you, AB. I love to teach, y'all. Love it, love it, love it. And don't ever hesitate to ask me something. You know, I don't. Okay. Stems. Where'd my tinfoil one go? Well, I just, oh gosh, it's in the floor. I can't keep up nothing. Okay. I looked this up today, and I didn't want this stumpy little stem. So I looked up this on Pinterest and came up with 2 different things. To watch the replay on this one. It looks beautiful. Thank you, Sandy. Okay. Here is, it hasn't been painted yet. It's just shaped. Forget it's silver. Forget it's silver. Okay. This is one shape. And this is another shape. And it's not going to stay like that. It is going to be brown. Shape number 1 or shape number 2. Yay, it's raining. It's been raining here. We've got lots and lots of rain. So this is just kind of going to go down like that and be painted. The paper. The paper. Number 2. The paper. Let me see both of them at the same time. Number 2, the paper. This one is tinfoil, and it's not going to stay tinfoil. It's going to be painted, but this is the shape of it. See how this one is? Or we can just leave it like it is. We don't have to add one. But I was going to glue this down and paint it, and it's going to go in all those crevices. Number 2, the paper, the paper. This one is like twisted like that. This one, 2, this one. Okay, we're going to do this one. I kind of like it too. I think it looks a little natural, don't you? Okay, I'm going to put hot glue. I should have put hot glue last because I'm going to have to put some other glue up here too. Hey, Zeta. Anyway, this is only 2 options I found, and oh, that's hot. Whoever come up with these, I think, is pretty cool little ideas. It's got a wire in there, so I can twist it and it'll stay. Now, what color do you think this right here needs to be? Brown, green. Have you ever seen big stems made from jute rope and Mod Podge? No, I don't think so. Is it braided? Okay. Is the one you're talking about brown? Make it brown. The real stems are brown. Of course, there may be some green pumpkins. I don't know, y'all. 2 colors. Kind of some green and some brown kind of mixed together. And all this is a brown paper bag tore up. Okay. Two colors, okay. Find my lid, lost my lid. Well, that might be a thing for later. There we go. This is starting to dry in there. Can you see down in there? See, it's just subtle, but it's gonna even get chalkier than that. Okay, I'm gonna put some brownish on there. Hey, Donna, the paper bag. Cinderella's carriage, bless your heart. You think so? Brown oxide. That sure is watery. The one we're going to do tomorrow night's really going to look like Cinderella's carriage, I think. It's going to have some roses and some pearls and here's a brush. Some bling and stuff on there. It's going to be real shabby chic. It's going to be pink, white. Can't tell you everything. And this is an indoor thing, guys. You know, if anybody ends up buying this later, this is not an outdoor pumpkin. I don't know how it would hold up outside, honestly. Maybe if it was not in the direct heat, or of course the clay, it might just bake it more. I don't know that it would hurt it. I just don't know what it would do. So I'm just saying I wouldn't, because I don't know. What do you think? Kind of cool? Is it looking real? It's too pretty, in my opinion, to put outside. I want to see it all the time. Yeah. Stuff like this, you know, I wouldn't care if it was in the house all year. I think, let's see, last year most of the pumpkins I did were kind of a really soft turquoise, soft turquoise. And I'll do some like that in a couple of days too. Okay, now let me get some raw umber. I like burnt umber better than raw umber. Yeah. Need some green? Do you think it does? Oh, thank you, Sandy. That was too much. And here's a cute, this is a green I picked up today. It's called Spearmint. I haven't used it yet. This dark, I'm just going to kind of dry brush it on there. I'm not going to. I love burnt umber too. Love it. That's my favorite rust color when I'm rusting something. I'm thinking I'm going to rust a pumpkin too, y'all. I'll try. Some of these might be failures. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Oh, I got umber on the side. I got to clean that up. Dry brush with one light brown. On the stem. It's kind of harsh looking, really. It looks real, realer, light brown. I'm not sure what it needs. Okay. That's that. I'm not sure about the stem. I'm not sure I like the stem. A chippy brush dipped in light brown. I can try some light brown. I've got some, that's raw sienna. That's an orangey brown. Let's see. I'm not sure. There's some, this is metallic coffee latte. I don't like the stem either. White wax. That might work. Do I have paint on my face? I can't tell. It looks like it. I think I'm gonna pumpkin paint the green. Maybe dry brush with the white. I know it's like it's too harsh, and this is too feminine, and that's too harsh. I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. Something about it I don't like. Okay. $25. Yay, y'all. Yay. Thanks so much. I'm really hoping when I get off from here, or soon, I'm going to have 1,000. And I know it's no big deal, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just, it will be an awesome goal, I think. Well, that's a little better, but that's still ugly. Ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's coming off. Okay. I don't like that little short stumpy thing either. I'll have to figure it out. I don't know what I'll do, but I sure didn't like that dark thing on there. To me, that was just way, yes, too dark. Way different compared to the rest of the pumpkin. I think it might need to be green with white wax on it as well. It does need to be more elegant, but I'm not sure what. You should have well over 1,000. Oh, bless your heart, honey. I only needed, I think, 13 when I went live tonight to have 1,000. Yeah, you know, like I said, it don't mean anything. It's just important to me. Okay. I'm going to paint this green and see what happens. You said it was too rough for feminine pumpkin. Green with white wax. I think that's what I'm going to do to this. I think I'm going to paint this green like the pumpkin and put the white wax on there. Maybe gold or something. Maybe it needs to be gold. I know, I wish y'all could see this in person. It's really pretty. Look at the white in there. Can you see it now that it's curing? What the white's doing? Okay, I don't know how well you paint tinfoil, but it looks like it's working pretty good. I bet this noise is good, isn't it? Hey, Sonia, how are you? Sonia's the other bird lover. I probably should have started with a white paper bag, maybe. I don't know. I might not like this one either. Let's see. Gold, maybe some gold on the leaves. I can always cover it up if you know, if you don't like it. It's just, you know, it doesn't have to stay. So, I'm not gluing this up there till we do this. So let me see how this looks. Okay. You think after this is white wax, it's going to be better? Well, it's sure better than the dark. This is chalk paint. Yeah, Sandy, this is chalk paint. Hey, Joyce, how are you? Well, it's better. It's better. I still don't know that I love it. But I think if I get it covered up and then put some white wax in there, I think it's much better, right? Okay. Yes, prettier for sure. That other was just so harsh. It would have been great if it was an orange pumpkin, I think. But it just took away from all the feminine of this. And I want to get all this silver covered up. And then I'm going to put some white wax on it. You're going to have to go in the backyard and cut a branch. I might. I really might. I really, really might. I don't like this silver showing. It's getting better. Is that getting better? You're right. I will, AB. I will. Oh, no. I know I'm liking this way better than the other thing. The other thing was wrong, way wrong for this pumpkin. And see, here's the perfect example. Guys, you can have something planned on your live. You can have something planned in a craft. You can decide you're going to paint your bathroom and you're going to do this to it. But I'm telling you, after you kind of start getting there and it starts talking to you, you got to change it. You got to change it. It's okay. That's part of what Royce was talking about last night. She said, just get your box of crayons and play. And that's what you have to do. And that's the only way you can figure it out. And I have brown up here. I've got to refix this. It's real easy to fix though. Okay, is that getting there? Is that kind of getting better? Okay. I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to put some white wax on it and see what happens. And if that doesn't look good, I'll just jerk it off. It's not glued down yet. I just didn't like that stumpy little thing that came with it. It's too greasy. You like this one better, Sandy? It's still got some silver showing through, but you know, I don't think that's half bad. What's better, Mary? Yes? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That other was pretty horrible, wasn't it? Pretty dreadful. Okay. That's probably dry enough. Now, let me get some white wax. Where did the white wax go? I think I used it up. Here it is. It goes better with the pumpkin, yeah. Looks more like it belongs. It does. The other did not belong to this pumpkin. It did not belong. Okay, now I'm just going to go over it with some white wax. And this is going to look like white paint for a little bit, but it will not dry like white paint. I've got a jewelry box, one of them tall stand-up jewelry boxes to do for a lady. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Yeah, the other one was cute, and I loved it, Kathy, but it did not go on this pumpkin. It was too stark, too harsh. How are you, Louise? If any of you are creators, you're welcome to come in under your business page. Because, you know, even some of you I might follow, and did you make the apron? Yes, ma'am. I did. I'll show it to you in just a second. It was my logo, and I just kind of changed it up a little bit. Yeah, this was my logo. And I still have it on a few things, but I just try to make it simpler. Okay. I think that's better. What do you think? Okay. Can you see it? It's drying and there's all that chalky look is down in those cracks. That's the way it cures. So you can see it all down in there, even in the little crack right there. See, there's a little bit. Yeah. It is comfortable, Sandy. It is. I like to, yeah, I am. I'm going to, I didn't want to fasten it down until I was absolutely sure I loved it, but I think I love it good enough. I'm going to, where's my glue? I'm going to put glue on there. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, this time I'm going to put glue on this and get it all around the edges and then mash it down so it'll kind of form. Well, you can't see what I'm doing again. I wish y'all could yell at me. It's not fair that I do all the talking and I can't talk to y'all. It just doesn't seem fair. Okay. I like it. I like it. Now that glue's going to dry clear. And y'all, this, I don't think I said that either, but this glue does dry clear. Is there any chance of leaves? I thought about leaves, but I wasn't sure what color they needed to be. And there's leaves here. There's leaves here. I'll put some gold on there, and I'll go over this some more. I don't like the silver showing. Now, these leaves, instead of putting gold on that, I can put silver on that. You talk, but I can't hear you. Bless your heart, Stacy. You know what, Stacy? I hope I get to meet you one of these days. I really do. Actually, several of you. And you know, Joyce is one of the first ones when I started going live that came on. Bless her heart. She's just been here through thick and thin, hadn't you, Joyce? Hugs to you, AB. You need your beauty sleep. Okay, you guys, you think this needs to stay just like it is in Cure White? You can really see it happening now. See all the white in there? It will really be beautiful. Like 2 or 3 hours from now, you won't even be able to tell the difference. And that's not bad up there. It looks pretty good. It's pretty cool, I think. I like it. I'm going to doctor that up a little bit more later when it does its thing. Okay, you guys, I think we're done. What do you think? Need to have anything else on it? If there's anything we talked about and I didn't do. Now, I haven't painted this because I didn't want it all stuck. But you can see it was a paper mache brown pumpkin. And I'll do that later after all this cures. I didn't want it stuck to the paper. And I'll do that later. Oh, there's Sweet Joyce. All right, you guys, thanks for hopping on. If you're watching me right now, chances are you're watching the replay. If that red live button right there is not on, if you'll click. If you'll type in hashtag replay, I would appreciate that, and I will be glad to welcome you from there and let me know you are watching. I appreciate that. Here you go, you guys. There we go. That's that. So who wants to get some molds and make a pumpkin? Okay. I think I'm going to go eat dinner. What do you think? Good night, Kathy. Good night, you guys. Thanks for hopping on so much. I enjoyed hanging out with you, and I appreciate it so much. I will see you back tomorrow night. Let's see, tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow night at around 7:30. If something happens that something comes up and I can't be on at 7:30, of course on Wednesday night I can't be on at 7:30 because of church, but I may be on closer to 8:30 or earlier in the afternoon. Hey, Patty. So anyway, you know, sometimes I have to change it up. And anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Get some sleep. Bye.